Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. I feel like I have not been filming in a while, even though I do have content that's been coming out. This feels like a new me sitting at this table. And I know you guys have probably, people that have been following me for a little bit now, you might have heard me say that a couple times. And that's just part of the spiritual journey, is we constantly are dying and being reborn. And normally when that's happening, you feel a little lost for a week or two. You're like, I don't know who I want to be. I don't even have motivation to do anything. And then out of nowhere, you'll just start maybe cleaning your house, and maybe you'll start watching new content. And then you start to get the juice again and you start to feel invigorated. So it's a natural process, and we have to get used to it because it's going to happen over and over and over again. And we cannot freak out when it's going on, because it's just part of our evolution. It's what's really happening is a layer of your ego is falling away. So who you thought you should be in the world doesn't exist anymore, because that version of you has peeled off of you. So that's why you feel a little lost, because you're like, wait, why don't I want to do the same things? Or I don't, the motivation behind why you do things has changed. And the ego is so tricky that it will talk you into doing the same things over and over and over again just to find comfort, because it doesn't want you to expand. Yeah, so first message, I think this reading might be a lot about the mind this month. I know I pulled an animal card for myself for every month of 2025, and this animal this month is the dragonfly for me, which is all about a busy mind. And if you think about the wings of a dragonfly, they flap really, really fast. And that's, we have to take a look at the quality of our mind. Where are we thinking negative thoughts? Where are we getting on negative thought loops? And I just remembered a story that I have to share with you guys about my client, Stacy. So don't let me forget that. I don't know how you're going to remind me, but hopefully it'll come back up in the reading. But the quality of our mind is all about, we can get really stuck on a negative thought loop, or we can get stuck thinking that everything isn't going to work out. So for me this month, the dragonfly is reminding me, as soon as I catch myself thinking about something obsessively or overthinking, I'm immediately going to the present moment. Michelle, what's in front of you? What's it like outside? Maybe go sit outside and just meditate for 10 minutes just to get me out of that loop. Okay, so let's call on our guides, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. Please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and widest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my beautiful viewers. All right. Here we go. We're going to start with a deck. It's called Spellcasting. It's really beautiful. Maybe we should take this first one. Financial health. Look how cool this tree is. It looks like a bonsai tree. I love all the colors. So maybe this week we're going to be taking a look at our financial health. I know last week was a week number 1 and 8, I think. So that it was like a big financial week. I just saw new beginnings at the bottom of the deck, which represents the subconscious mind and what's going on in all of our deep thoughts, or like maybe where we want our lives to go. So maybe we're all looking for a new, fresh beginning. My coaching program closes January 11th. So get your butts in there, because we're going to be starting a brand new way of living together. We're going to manifest. We're going to do card readings. We're going to play the all game. I'm taking 10 women with me for 6 weeks, and we're going to do it up. Spirit, I freaking love you. Archangel Michael, my man Mike, my man Meta. Gosh, I just saw this card at the bottom of the deck. Brand new beginnings. And that's why I have this here, because a lot of times it can feel like your life is crumbling and falling apart, and you're like, I don't know what's going on, but it's leading to something so beautiful that you just cannot see yet. You'll be in the darkness for a little bit, right? And maybe that's around your financial health. Maybe we have to, and now that I think about it, I woke up in the middle of the night worried about my finances. So maybe that's a message for all of us. Maybe we're being forced to, maybe it's going to be global too. Maybe something will start to happen with our banks or with our financial system. Um, and maybe it's what we need to happen, right? And I always say, if we have any attachment, like if you're gripping onto something in your life, if you hold on to your money, if you hold on to your car, like me with my Jeep, and then I got in my accident and totaled it, those things will be stripped away from us. So if you are temporarily going through a drought with money, just know that the universe pulls it away so we can see that we're still alive without it. Okay. So I know that's really, really scary because money is so tied to our worth. It shouldn't be, but it's tied to our worth. You know, if your bank account gets low, you start to feel like a bad person, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Imagine if we lived in a world where there was no money, right? We would never have those thoughts or feelings. Obviously, the situation would be different, but think about that. Like when your bank account goes low, like what are you telling yourself? Are you beating yourself up? Are you feeling shame? Are you not wanting to go out with people because you just feel like you're lesser of a person? That's ridiculous. And I want you to heal that because that is, I'm feeling it in my body right now that somebody's really feeling that way. And I book a session with me because I will help you because that is one thing that I had to do 2 years ago. I had to deeply deconstruct all of my beliefs around money. And when I did that, I had some high earning months with my business. And I never thought, as an intuitive reader, that I could ever make more than like 10 grand a month. And I did it. I had a 20K month and then I had like a 25K month. And yes, it wasn't all intuitive readings, but it was me following the breadcrumbs, leading me to that kind of life because I was asking for it. I wanted to be a woman who could provide for myself but not do it from a hustle energy, not do it from a, I'm going to prove to the world, right? I just wanted to wake up quietly in my little apartment with all my little beautiful energy that I love having here. And it's just me. And I imagined myself back when my daughter passed away and how sad I was every day and how much I just felt trapped at my job. And I was always giving and doing for everybody else, trying to fill my own cup up, but it was just depleting me. So this past summer, when I had those high earning months, it wasn't about the money. It was about the fact that I have created this bubble. I live in this apartment and I've created a business from here where I can provide myself in an abundant way while also serving all of you in an abundant way. And to me, I like cried so many nights because I was so proud of myself and nobody helped me. Like I did it all on my own. And I had mentors and I have great clients, they helped me in a certain way, but I had to do the work to heal my relationship with money. I had to lay there at 3 a.m. in the morning with debilitating anxiety, wondering, when's the next client going to come? When's the next opportunity going to come? And I was in so much debt and I only had like $30 in my bank account. And I was texting one of my clients, like, what do I do? And she was so nice. And she sent me like $200. I was like, I wasn't asking for money. I just need support. But that's what happens though, is people love you so much that they want to support you in your low moments. So sometimes when we're healing our relationship around money, we're asking for help. It's okay to ask your friends and family for help for a little bit. You're not always going to be that way. And I just heard that money is like a drink. It's like a resource. It's like water, right? We all need it to live. And if you're out of water, it's okay to go ask your neighbor, like, hey, do you have some water? The whole milk thing or milk or sugar. It's okay to do that. You're not a bad person for asking for help. Okay, guys. So, I've been through so many different, I don't know what to call them, but little areas of my healing journey around money where I had to ask for help. And then sometimes spirit was guiding me not to ask for help and guiding me to create the money on my own. And that's why I love that book, Creating Money, that I always share on my channel, because it saved my life. It has taught me so much about co-creation and not just manifesting just to manifest things, but it taught me how to use my specific gifts and talents and my mind and my imagination. Okay, I just got guided to do spirit, angel, oh my gosh, angel wisdom tarot. Yeah, sorry, there's no spirit in this. Angel wisdom tarot. So financial health, new beginnings. Somebody's being guided to heal your relationship with money. And I am not surprised. We just got the queen, the Nine of Pentacles. She is the queen of her abundance. She has spirit behind her, the little bird on the fence. All of her pentacles are lined up on the fence. She has created an empire for herself. The Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Earth is normally like somebody chipping away and building and building and building. And now she's enjoying the fruits of her labor. So let's see what this says for you guys. I did not know it said this. Enjoying the fruits of your labors. Hard work that has led to a luxurious life. Buying yourself something special. Happily and successfully self-employed. Enjoying your solitude. I mean, seriously, it makes me laugh because that's the whole, what we've been just talking about. Me using my example that healing our relationship with money, it's not always about, just manifesting millions and then being okay and being safe. We have to feel safe without it. So the universe will pull it away from you temporarily. And I want you to remember this. I taught this in a video once before where we are souls here and we are creating the mountains that we have to climb. Okay, so if you got yourself into a lot of debt, or if you owe somebody money, or if you're just in some sort of financial crisis, your soul has generated this video game challenge for you to overcome. There is a solution already picked for you. You just have to surrender to that plan and say, Spirit, and I do this all the time too. I do a God box. And look at this cute little heart pillow box. It's not a box, but it's a little container. I have a bunch of quotes that I'm gonna pull out for one of us right now because I feel guided to. But these were quotes that one of my high school students that I taught years ago, probably 15 years ago, one of her goodbye gifts to me was, because she knew I loved quotes and I would always have them on the board. I was just that like health teacher that didn't teach the curriculum. And I was teaching them like life coaching stuff. So she wrote me a quote. Look at all these quotes. I used to have them in my bathroom for when people would come over. I'd be like, pick a message you need to hear, and I'd have it all down. So I put it in here. We're going to do random quote picks. We have to be okay with when things are being stripped away from us and I forget what I was even talking about before I mentioned the pillow. Sorry, guys. But like with the financial piece of all of this, we have to learn how to not allow ourselves to beat ourselves up for getting us into the situation that we're in, right? That's what we were talking about, is the mountain to climb. You've created this mountain to climb and the outcome is already picked out for you. You just have to surrender. And the God box, thank you. The God box is where you take a piece of paper and you write down your burden. Dear Spirit, dear universe, dear God, whoever you want to talk to, please take this burden from me. I offer this to you. I don't know how the situation's going to play out. Can you please help me pay this debt? Can you please help me heal my relationship with money? And you fold it up all cute and you put it in your God box. You put it in your God box and you keep it in the light. You keep it in sunlight somewhere, right? And you're allowing yourself to fully let go of the burden. You're saying, I'm not in charge. My ego mind cannot come up with a solution. And actually, the solution is already picked. So, Spirit, move me to that path. Okay, so now we're going to pick. We're going to pick one of the quotes from my little heart. It says, just keep going. Everyone gets better if they keep at it. I think it says at it. It's by Ted Williams. Yeah, keep at it. I still remember the girl who wrote all these for me. And I remember thinking, wow, she sat down in her bedroom and wrote every single one of these for me. Like, think about that kind act. Look how many there are, you guys. She also made me the cutest little dream catcher that I have hanging on my kitchen cabinet. So being a teacher has served me and in so many ways, and it actually like kept me alive through my loss because these students were so freaking awesome. But you know what did it? This is a message for somebody. I remember thinking a lot during my life, I didn't get this and I didn't get that. And I was very much in my wounded Michelle phase of, the youngest of four, feeling forgotten about. Nobody remembers my birthday. Nobody buys me anything. And that was something that I had to heal because it was true. But why was I creating that? Right? If we're all creators, I'm creating that situation. So I had to reel it in. So if you are somebody who feels that way in your life, this is what I did. I started to give myself what I wanted. I started to give myself my own little bath, like yummy baths. I started to write myself my own little notes, little post-its I would leave on my mirror for myself. I just started to do everything for me. And when then somebody else would compliment me, I would be like, oh, I already tell myself that. Yay, thank you. Thank you for reaffirming that for me. And then it became a little bit more, I didn't need their compliments. I didn't need their emails or I didn't need their gifts. It just kind of flooded in. So even when I was going through my darkest time, I learned how to give to me and not sit there and say, woe is me, nobody gives to me, and I'm suffering over here. So a big piece of our journey is not a big piece, the whole piece of our journey is self-love. But it's like, how do we do it, right? Like, how do you love yourself? And to me, it's a practice. You're waking up every day and you're practicing, how can I serve myself? Even this morning, I woke up and I had those racing thoughts and I'm thinking about everything. And I'm thinking about if I should move cities or states, or now that I have my Bronco, I just feel like, I don't know, I want more change. I'm liking this change. And my mind was just racing with what should I do? And I know in that moment, like, what I need is I need to just not be in my mind trying to figure it out, because I know my soul already has it planned, when I'm going to move, where I'm going to go, who I'm going to meet, who I'm going to work with. So I'm like, Michelle, you're not going to figure it out right now in your head, thinking about it, pacing all morning. Like, get out of your mind, drop into your body. So I got in the shower, I just started dolling up and I was like, I'm just going to film my reading and just get out of my head about it. And that's what we have to do, is because when we're out of our head and into our heart and into our body and being proactive and being of service and being kind and being gentle with ourselves and saying, you don't have to figure it out right now. Put it in your God box. God's got your back. And what will happen for me is one day I will have a conversation with somebody and it will click, right? It'll happen. Or with my Bronco that I just got, like, an accident happened. Like, I was forced to be moved out of my Jeep. And to be honest, I have to tell you guys the truth. I haven't told anybody this, but all summer I kept worrying about getting in an accident. And I didn't want to manifest it. So I was like, no, Michelle, don't think that thought. I was like, watch, I'm probably going to get in an accident. And then that's how I'm going to get my new car. I had that thought like maybe for like 2 weeks in August, in the beginning of August, because I just was getting into my Jeep and the soft top was so ragged and like worn down. And my sweet neighbor next to me, yeah, breakdown that builds character. This is perfect. This is my Micah magic deck for all you newbies who are new to my channel. Welcome, subscribe if you have not already. I had a daughter that passed away. This is her photo up here in 2012, and she passed from a muscle disorder that we were not aware of during my pregnancy, and she passed at 6 weeks old. So I have dedicated my entire life to her and our mission. She sends me hearts wherever I go. But the first message from her is breakdown that builds character. So sometimes we have an intuitive little thought and it's like, did I manifest this or is it a remembrance? Am I remembering that, oh man, did my soul sign up to get into this car accident, to meet new people, to have new experiences, to kind of refine my soul and make me act better as a human? Because that accident makes me drive slower. I wear my seatbelt all the time now. I am just a different human. I also feel like I had some sort of energy in my stomach. I felt it for about 8 or 9 months. I felt a tightness in my stomach. And after the accident, it was gone. It was like it jolted it out of me. I don't know what it was. I'm going to go see a healer to figure this out. She's super intuitive and she kind of can get answers like that. So I cannot wait to see. I don't know if it was an entity that had been on me for so long, but it felt so good to not feel that tightness in my belly anymore. And maybe it was a purging of my solar plexus. I don't know. And I just saw at the bottom of the deck, the 333, connect back to spirit. You are being admired online as well. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, maybe you're not online. If you're not somebody who's on social media, this could be in your community or at work. Somebody's admiring you. But the breakdown that builds character, sometimes, we have these little intuitive knowings that things are going to happen. And again, don't let your ego beat you up. Do not let your ego make you feel bad about it. Like I started to think, oh no, like did I create the accident? And I was like, no, like it happened, so it was meant to happen. I'm not gonna think about anything else. Yes, windfall of money. And the way I line these up, this is underneath the Nine of Pentacles. Financial health, Nine of Pentacles, windfall of money. And I have to share some examples with you guys when I've gotten that card for clients and personal readings. They've gotten, one woman literally got her mortgage paid off by her dad, who she had a rift with, and he was coming back to apologize. And he wanted to make it up for her for years of them not talking. And he just sold his company and he offered to pay off her mortgage. Meanwhile, 2 weeks prior, she did a reading with me via text back. It was like years ago when I was doing text readings. And I never even met her in person. I still don't know what she looks like, but she literally texted me and sent me voice memos of her crying. She goes, Michelle, your windfall of money card. She's like, my dad just literally offered to pay off my mortgage. She goes, what is life right now? She goes, she was literally in shock. So when we get that card in a reading, that could be a big windfall. That could be like literally, that's why it says that, but it could be, it might not be somebody handing you money. It might be something like that, where something gets paid off for you. Just like we talked about, when you put things in the God box, you're setting yourself up to, an outcome that you could not even think of. And that's why I love, love, love these stories about like her dad paying off her mortgage. Like I could literally listen to books and videos about that stuff over and over and over again, because it's just the magic of the universe. The way we think we're going to get our stuff paid off or we're going to get an opportunity, it never comes in that way. Sometimes it does. And look how all this landed. I don't know if you guys can see it. It landed on top of my spellcasting deck. Set energetic boundaries. So when we keep our energy clear, normally that's when this can come in. We want to be able to feel good in our body. We want to have good, I had a dream. I had a dream a couple of weeks ago. There was one person in my reality who was kind of an energy drain. And I had a dream that they had fleas on their sweatshirt and they got into my car. And I was like, no, get out of my car, get out of my car. It's brand new. I don't want fleas in my car. And it was symbolic of I needed to set energetic boundaries with them. They were entering into my spaces, bringing an energy that was not favorable. So sometimes our dreams can be pure message. They all are. They are pure messages of what we need to take action on. So setting energetic boundaries could be, maybe we need to cut ties with people just temporarily for a little bit until we feel like our energy is pristine. And 100%, you guys, when I had those high earning months, when I was doing my launch for my program and just even creating it, like I spent a lot of time alone. I didn't allow people into my field through text messages, through entering my home. I needed to keep everything kind of pristine and just me, so I could keep my vibration super, super high. And you can do this with families too. So don't think that you can't. Okay, we have 12-12. You're in the flow. Stay there. Okay, I feel like a shift, like I want to use a different deck. Let's do my Light Seers Tarot. All right. What else do we need to hear, Spirit? This just landed on financial health. So two people, Two of Cups is the merging of two people. Could be twin souls, could be soulmates, but you're coming together, and this landed upside down on financial health, and they're both kind of rainbow cards. So when I see colors that look like the rainbow, I think of what? Like a happy ending, right? It's a rainbow after the storm. You both have been through a really hard time, and now the universe has, I just heard the universe has synchronistically brought you guys together, and now it's your turn to create abundance in a healthy and sovereign and pure way that you can serve the world with. And maybe I just heard they're seeing you online doing your thing and they want to join you. Or they want to celebrate you too. It could be that. This could be a celebration energy. Shout out to you. It looks like love and money. And we have a super handsome romantic. So the Knight of Cups is super, super sweet. He's gentle, he's kind, he pays attention to your needs. He gets down to your level to listen to what you need. He writes you love notes. He brings you flowers. He's coming in on the horse. So I'm not surprised that we got that with the Two of Cups back to back. And look what's on the bottom of the deck. 10 of Pentacles. Blazing. So this is the home, the money, the beautiful decor, the kids, the dog. It's everything. And I just put that on new beginnings organically. So maybe that's going to be your new beginning. And it was after a phase of you being the hermit and doing all of the spiritual growth on your own, and you manifested it. Look at her. She's sitting on that cliff and light is just emanating out of her. She imagined all of this before it came in. And you are so worthy. Whoever is watching this right now, I want to look you in the eyes and tell you that your past is trying. That's what the ego is. The ego this morning for me, like the racing mind, your mind's going to do the same thing. It's going to come in and it's going to say you're not worthy. It's going to say this isn't true. I can't see how I'm going to be with this person. It's like it just constantly says this won't work. Right? Or this person's going to be disappointing you, right? Or you're not going to be good enough for them. I want you to pull back your energy and observe all of those manic thoughts. It's just your ego freaking out because you're about to get all of this and it doesn't want you to experience change, because when you experience good things as a kid, maybe it got taken away from you. Maybe you were like, it's too good to be true. Like when I won my soccer game, then we came home and my parents got in a big fight. So everything's always ruined after good things happen. That ego still lives in you. And it's like, no, 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 there's good coming. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. And your job is to be the hermit, seclude for a little bit, pull back your energy and observe those thoughts and say, no, I deserve this. I deserve to have the life that I've always known was in my heart. And I'm not going to settle. Yeah, Six of Swords. This is you coming out of the storm. Remember, we said that with the rainbow earlier. This is her finally coming out of the dark days. She's got her suitcase packed. Spirit is guiding the boat. Spirit represents the crows. And she's traveling. So this is a travel card for somebody. Somebody might be traveling to you, or you might be leaving the dark area where you are. All right, let's get some Micah magic on that. I like flipping back and forth between tarot, Micah magic, and then use a different tarot deck. Share the love. I just heard an apology. Somebody's going to be expressing themselves and saying, I'm so sorry. Or they could be coming in saying, let's do this. Maybe you just met them. Maybe they're leaving a relationship. Maybe they're the one on the boat leaving their whole old life behind to come to you. And now they're going to express their feelings, which would make sense. Yes, rainbows. I knew it. Yeah, rainbows are a sign that your happy ending is coming soon. Make the change. You will feel amazing. Call that person. So if you're watching this right now, and maybe even if you're a divine masculine or feminine, if you've been wanting to call somebody, this is your sign to do it. And if you're not somebody who thinks that, oh, I expect my person to come to me, they're going to be calling. And the coolest thing that happened on my client call with a woman from Trinidad was we literally were on the call, and I think we pulled a card about like a message. Yeah, it was a messages coming through text or email. That night, her special person, who she has not talked to in months, texted her. It was wild. I was like, wow, spirit really works fast. But her energy called it in. Like she did that work. She was the hermit. She went within and did all this inner work on herself, and she just manifested it. It was really beautiful. She texted me and she was so excited. She's like, I can't believe this. I'm like, I know. I was like, I can. And I just pulled this at the bottom of the deck. Your desires are coming this week. And also, her special person apologized and it was like wishing her a happy new year and was like, I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing well. And he was kind of like, oh, like, woe is me. Like, I really miss you. It was really cute. And I actually have to text her today to see if she responded. Um, but that's that energy this week. These unions, these people are coming together. And if it doesn't feel right for you, if somebody calls and you're like, no, I don't want to do this, then you honor that. Do not go with something just because it's coming. Okay. You have a choice. You are a queen now. You do not have to go with something unless it's a full F yes in your gut. Your current energy is creating your future. So going back to the mind and the mind and the ego is going to resist. It's going to be in resistance to what's coming because, again, it doesn't like change. It remembers change from childhood and it's scared and it doesn't want you to get hurt. Your ego is so sweet. It wants to protect you. It wants to provide for you. So if there's any glimmer of a sensitive feeling that reminds the ego of the past, which that's all the ego is, it can only replay the past and project the same onto the future. We have to pull back. We have to be the helicopter, right? Observe all of that thinking, right? It's all that movement. It's like this. It's like all these thoughts are just moving around your head. You have to literally pull back your energy, go sit in nature and say, I am so excited for my future. Ego, it's okay. This is good because I'm too awake now. There is no way it's going to be painful like the past. I have done way too much healing. I am excited now, and I'm going to use this energy to create the outcome that I want. Because you do not want to be sitting in the energy of, oh no, is this not going to work? And I'm scared and, blah, blah, blah. It's like all the thoughts. We have to get out of that energy and get into this because we want to create our future from a calm space of, I'm worthy of this. I'm allowed to have this type of treatment. I'm allowed to have the money and have it stay in the bank. I'm allowed to have somebody pay off my mortgage, right? Us envisioning that life, whatever burdens you're putting in your God box, you have to really believe that it can get resolved. And when the solution arrives, you have to be willing to say, okay, let me go with this change right now because it's going to be change. All manifestations that come in are not just like hunky dory and easy. There's usually a little bit of breakdown, like we talked about, that's going to build us into the person we need to be to hold it. Okay, let's do an animal, spirit animal oracle. Wow. Beetle spirit, magic works through you. 100% manifestation energy. Your energy is creating it. Your your inner knowing knows what you want. It knows where to go next. So you have to allow that magic. I always see source as like these streams of light. Like if you think of the sun like up here and the sun's like in the corner, right? And then there's all these streams of light. At the end of each stream is our human body, right? But source is behind us. It's in our spine, right? It comes up through our nervous system and it moves us. And we have to allow it to move us to the next step. And we have to actually take the next step. So that's allowing the magic to work through you. You're letting source move you. And when our ego gets in the way because we're thinking all of these thoughts, we're not moving. We're staying still. And we're trying to move that stream in a different direction. And spirit saying, no, don't go that way. Go this way, go this way. And it's really a fine line between, and it's not a fine line. It's just pay attention to how you feel where you are. If you're going somewhere and it feels, oh, like this doesn't feel right, you're normally going into a pattern. A pattern will feel anxious, a pattern will feel scary, it'll feel like nerve-wracking. And the way that spirit wants you to go, it'll feel like nervousness, but you'll feel like this is what you're meant to do. You'll be scared to do it, but you'll know that you're meant to go there. When it's a pattern and it's the wrong direction that your ego wants to go to for comfort, it's going to feel like anxiety and like something's off and I just don't know, that's the wrong direction. Okay. Your body's going to feel two different types of anxieties. One is an anxiousness, like, oh no, this is like forcing me to really step into my power. And the other one is disempowering. And as I said that, my phone lit up. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're good to go. All right, let's do a little prayer card to offer anybody some comfort if they're feeling that anxiousness. And if you feel like you're in a situation, maybe in a marriage or a relationship, that you're just like, oh, it's that other energy. It's very disempowering. This person tries to control me and manipulate me. That's not love, right? We got money. Holy cow. All of my finances are now in divine order. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. Talk about the God box. This is the exact thing that I was talking about. You're offering it to the divine. And I learned the God box from the author of this deck. Her name is Tosha Silver. She's amazing. So when you do, literally, you're taking the burden and saying, okay, this debt, this financial issue, this me needing money to do X, Y, and Z, or maybe you just took a leap of faith and left your job and you're like, all right, universe, give me the funds to then do my mission, or give me the energy to do the mission to create the funds. You're putting it on a piece of paper and you're saying, universe, take it. God, take it. I don't want this burden. I don't want to deal with it. I offer this all to you. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. It's the very first message that we went over, was healing your relationship with money. When you heal and you don't fear loss of money, that's when more can come in, and that's when more will stay too. Okay, let's do another animal from a different deck. And then because we have so many money cards, I'm going to do my money deck. Also, I don't know if you guys heard me talk about in another video. I talked about clearing the entryway, or maybe that's going to air. No, that will air tomorrow, I think. But there, I gave 3 tips to manifest money. Yeah, that will be airing tomorrow. But I recently just had like a quick like $700 or $800 day. And I know 100% it's because I took all of my fake money that was kind of like lingering in my dining room, which is my success zone. So I kind of wanted it there to bring on more success, but I moved it into my bathroom. I took these quotes that were laid out in my bathroom and I moved them, and then I laid out all the money on my kitchen, on my bathroom counter. I have a big counter so it won't get wet. And I have a little frame that says sacred space, and I have all the money lined up. The day after I moved that money, I had like an $800 day. I was like, this is so fun. And I've had a couple $1,000 days, $6,000 days, but even just like a little bit, and $800 is a lot, right? Like when I was a teacher, I was not making $800 a day, but I'm not making $800 a day every day, is what I'm saying. So, but those little things that we can do to call in more money are really powerful. So make sure you watch my video tomorrow, because I'm going to share those things in there. And I did share that as one of the tips. Wow, we have the phoenix and the honeybee. Two completely different energies, right? The phoenix is like the badass that rises from the ashes. The honeybee is like sweet and divine feminine energy and just kind of is with nature and is calm and is peaceful. You are being called on to rise, divine feminine. That's what the honeybee says. The phoenix says, empower. Fire activations bring creative and spiritual freedom. So fire activations. And for some reason, I want to pair it with this card, like the magic working through you. Maybe you're going to be creating something that you're super passionate about, and you had to like burn everything to the ground first and to create something brand new. And maybe that will be with this person that you're going to meet. And that's what will birth all the money. Yeah, you're being called on to rise. So stepping into this new you. We talked about earlier at the start of the reading about rebirth, about going through the death and rebirth portals, and it just happens over and over again. You're losing layers of who you used to be. You guys can hear my throat chakra's been like starting to like go a little wonky. But we have to go through these ego deaths to really become a match to the right partner, to the right job, to the right money, because we cannot build something on a shaky foundation. A shaky foundation represents your ego and all its beliefs of what it think it should be. And what your ego thinks you should be is all based on your childhood wounds from 0 to 7. So if you learned to manipulate other people to get what you wanted, or you pleased other people so you wouldn't get hit, if you just became somebody who just changed who you were to please whoever was in the home, to protect and save yourself, you now are an adult that is doing the same thing. And spirit is saying that's not who you are. You're living from a character. And that's what I'm saying is what dies in us each month, sometimes it's multiple times a month. We go through ego deaths where we're just like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to do that thing anymore. Or I don't want to create this content because I was only creating it from a place of maybe wanting to show off my knowledge or show off how I look or whatever it is. For all divine feminines, it's mostly, unfortunately, if you look at most of social media with women, it's all based on their body. And I went through that phase too. So it's such a deep conditioning where it's like, why are we posting that? Why are we thinking we need people to like us for our bodies? And that's because at some point in our childhood, somebody told us that, somebody fixated on people's appearances. So now we're realizing that we're a spirit in this body, and our spirit wouldn't want to do that. Our spirit wants us to shine our gifts, right? Our spirit wants us to pray and to, challenge ourselves and to be the phoenix and to start the website and to start speaking your truth. And instead of just posting pictures of what we look like, right? There's so much depth to our soul that we have to find. And that can only be found when we peel off the layers of who we are. And we have to have so much compassion for the other people who are not quite there yet, because they're just clouded. They're still trying to please mom and dad, right? In their adult bodies, whether that's trying to get so many degrees, or they keep going back to school, or they keep overachieving in their company, or they keep having to rise, or they keep switching companies to get a better role, or they keep trying to make more money. That's all the conditioning from 0 to 7. Okay, it says, teach others about my energy. So, spirit, the money, this is the money spirit talking to you. Money is telling you to, once you learn how to manifest money, teach it to other people. We are all going to have to go through this phase of not having it, which I did a couple years ago, to then learn how to create it, but also to be okay without it. So, we have to be okay with lack, and we have to be okay with abundance. And then when we get comfortable with both, when we get comfortable with both, now we can choose abundance because we know that we're okay without the money. We're safe either way, but now we have a choice. So now we're going to have the abundance, but not fear losing it. And that's what we need to teach other people. And that's why I created the video that's going to be airing tomorrow, because I think money, clearly in this reading, money is a big topic. So if you are in a state right now where you feel like you are not feeling safe with your money, you're meant to be there. And I want you to sit back, hand on your heart, hand on your belly. And I want you to say, I am safe regardless. I am always provided for. The money I need will show up. I don't need to do anything right now. I'll be guided to take action when the time is right. I'm going to put this in my God box. God, I'm offering this burden to you. Please pay off my debts. Please bring me the money to fix my roof. Please bring me the money to fix my car so it can be safe for my kids and my family. Whatever it is, you're offering it up to God. And you're saying, show me the way. Because when you learn to do this, guess what's happening? You are literally co-creating. Your ego is not saying, well, we're going to figure this out, and spirit doesn't know what they're doing. Like, you're literally saying, move me, allow me to see the next perfect step, and I'll do it. And then when you guys get it, when you get the money to pay off the debt, or when you get the idea to make the money to pay off the debt, it is the most empowering feeling on the planet, because now anytime you're in a challenge, you first offer it up, and then you pay attention to the breadcrumbs, to the little droplets of love, of a person saying something like, hey, you should start this, or hey, you should come here. And then all of a sudden you meet somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, this is all I needed to do this whole time. Like, I just needed to follow the communication from spirit, which I didn't know it was spirit talking through other people, right? So It's so fun to see how, like I said, with the guy paying off his daughter's mortgage, that's my favorite part is when we offer it, we're opening the door for spirit to come intervene and do that for us. But if you don't ever put it in the God box, you're not dancing with the universe. You're not like working with spirit. Okay. So I feel like I'm going to end it here. Final message. Um, and I did want to share that story about my client Stacy. It just popped up back in my head. So this is totally off topic, but don't forget, Two of Cups, love is merging. Two people are merging. One person in this partnership is a romantic, and they are going to be bringing you love notes. They're going to be so sweet. They're going to be expressing their feelings. You two are going to build some sort of 10 of Pentacles type of empire. And one person is coming out of a dark time and they're going to be expressing their love. And money is all over this reading. So we shall see. Somebody's admiring you online. There might be a little breakdown that builds character. You're going to set energetic boundaries. So, speaking of energetic boundaries, one of my clients, she lives out in Nebraska, and she received a gift from somebody, and it was like a cute little ducky for her Jeep Wrangler. And the ducky was the devil. Had like little devil horns, and yeah, that was it. It was just a duck, and it was, you know, animated as the devil. So ever since she got that, she felt like she had been psychically attacked, but she wouldn't have used those words. So because she felt so out of her body, her mind was racing like crazy. So pay attention. If you guys are experiencing a psychic attack, it's going to feel like you don't have control of your thoughts. Your mind and ego is going to feel so manic, and you might even feel like your brain's like mutating or something, like you can't think straight. It's just a terrible energy, and that's what these lower vibrations can do to us, especially when they're that low. Like think about whoever created like a little something with devil related to like a little kitty toy. Like it's just not healthy. It's a low vibration 100%. So don't be receiving items from people that have low vibrations that represent the darkness, right? So she didn't know it was that, but then she heard a voice say, get rid of them, get rid of them. And she was like, get rid of what? And then she saw the ducks and she was like, oh my God. So she called her husband and was like, can you throw those out? Because I think they're bad energy. I want them out of my house. The minute they threw them out, she felt so much better. And then she booked a session with me because she wanted to confirm all of this. And I shared with her my situation with my license plates. Do you guys remember that story? I'll link the video here, the reading where I shared it. But my license plates that I was in the accident with my Jeep, they were behind my Bronco driver's seat for like maybe like 7 to 8 days. And every day I'd get in my Bronco and my legs were shaking. And I was like, oh no, I have PTSD after an accident. Like, this is not going to be good. I'm going to have to work on this. Like, I don't want to be scared of driving now. Like, that's normal, right? So it was a normal thought for somebody who's been in a really terrible accident to be scared to drive. And but it wasn't that. It was literally the energy of the license plates from the accident. Like, think about the impact of the accident. My license plates are the ones that hit her car, like the front license plate smashed into her car. They hold the frequency of that. So I was getting into a seat with that energy. No wonder why I was shaking. And our conscious mind, our ego will not make sense of that. Our ego will say, that's ridiculous, that's stupid, that's not possible. Michelle, it's all in your head. No, her experience with the little duck just sitting in her house, that caused her to be psychically attacked. Her body was not well for 2 days. Until she got rid of the ducks, everything was clear. So pay attention to the items in your home, as my heater just clicked on. Confirmation. Anytime there's a noise interruption, it's always confirmation. But pay attention to the items you're bringing into your home, and pay attention to anything that you're feeling, thinking that's out of the ordinary. If you feel like you're being psychically attacked, I want you to take a look at what new came into your reality. What TV show did you watch? What movie did you watch? We have to be super pristine about setting these boundaries, because it really can make you go to a dark place. Like, my client was not okay for 2 days. She was like, Michelle, I've never been so scared. I was like, I know. I was like, this is why I preach energy cleaning on my channel. I'm like, I felt so bad for her. I was like, I have experienced that so many times. And I can only talk to people who really have experienced it because they get it. If you've never experienced it, it might be hard to hear this and receive this, but remember it, because it might happen to you in the future. And you're going to remember me saying, you're going to feel like something has hijacked your brain and you feel like you can't do anything. Everything you think to do is just amplified. Or maybe you already have a paranoia about something in your regular ego mind. That paranoia gets, magnified times 100. So if you always feel like you're being gaslit, when this energy hits you, you're going to think everybody's gaslighting you. You're going to go nuts thinking about it. For me, I always worry that I'm in the wrong place because I grew up not feeling safe everywhere I was. So my wounding is I'm not safe. I'm not safe. So when I get psychically attacked, I immediately get fearful. Like I was in the sauna the other night worrying about the sauna like overheating and me dying. That is a psychic attack. That is not a normal thought. That is a low vibration making you think those negative thoughts. And if you're somebody who's thinking those thoughts all the time, you need to go to a healer and get a deep cleanse. Because once I kind of moved away and really started to work on energy clearing and cleaning, I realized my entire life I had been thinking those thoughts like, what if I drive off a bridge? Or what if I do this? And yes, it seems natural, but it's not. You are not supposed to be thinking those thoughts. I'm not supposed to be sitting in a sauna thinking about whether the sauna is going to like overheat and kill me. That is a low vibration making me think that thought. 100%. I know it for a fact. Okay. So please don't defend those thoughts. They are not a part of who you are. And the ego gets amplified when it's in a low state. So if I'm in a high vibration and I go to the sauna, I'm literally like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. There's not even a thought about fear. It's just, oh, I'm detoxing all of this energy and I feel so calm and, oh, it's really hot. I can't wait to go to the cold plunge. Like there's no fear. You're just enjoying it. But when you are thinking fearful thoughts, you might be in a low state and you got to go cleanse your energy. Go outside, literally put your hand on a tree for 10 minutes. I'm telling you, it will work. And check out what items you have in your home. Okay. Be very, very particular about the things in your home that could be causing you to feel this way. Really just realized how passionate I was about talking about that. You guys know I get like that. I'm like screaming at the computer because I want to save you all. And that's my savior complex. I got to reel it in. Can't save everybody. Not everybody's going to believe me, but the people that have experienced it, you get it, you know it. And if you haven't, you might in the future because your gifts might be opening up. The more sensitive we are, the more we are likely to attract those kind of energies. So coaching program is open, closes 1/11. Book an intuitive reading anytime. I'm always doing them. I love doing them. I just did them recently for that client. Everything's on my website. And then, yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I'm super excited to see what comes through money-wise and partner-wise. All right, lovies, thank you so much for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. Like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. Let's help get these messages out there to more people who need to be prepared for receiving some moolah this week. All right, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.